Okay, now I am ready to arrange this track, but I just wanted to do something as an alternative to this sequence or an addition, although I do think it will be far too busy with the two of them. The track's already got a few too many elements, but I'm going to add an alternative because it's another sound that's quite popular in this genre of music, and it's not easy to get. A lot of people ask me, how do you get that sound? To be honest, it's a bit of a secret. I guess it stems from the work of Jeff Mills in the late 90s. And he still uses it in some of his more spacey kind of EPs. But it's generally a technique that once someone susses out how to use it, they keep it very close to their chest. So I don't know how other people do it, but this is the way I do it. It's a reactor ensemble from way back in the day. If I just create a MIDI track here, and if I drag reactor 6 over, and I do believe this was one of the earliest ensembles, and it was discontinued very soon and updated in a very different format, but I preferred the original, and luckily I still have the original here. In my vintage library here, you'll see, I think it's a Reactor 3 library, and it's a ensemble called Sine Beats. And yes, there was a Sine Beats too. And you've got various snapshots here, and the snapshots are actually great. They're pretty much all you need to use. Let's get rid of that. And I'll tell you what I mean by that, because you can just easily adjust them. These are the snapshots here. Let's just try one at random, and let's take the volume down. And what I'm going to do is mute the noise section, and you'll see I've muted the sequence that we had as well, but you'll see what kind of sound this creates. Let's try a different snapshot. If I solo this, you can hear the different components involved, and it's that kind of spacey sine wave delayed sequence sound that we're after here. You've got 3 different sine wave created sounds here, so you can isolate each one by muting these. That's the more percussive one. That's the bass. But this is the one we're after. And here you'll see it's like a mini sequencer here. This is the volume of each step. And here is the modulation related to the pitch and the pitch envelope. It's quite a complex, it looks quite simple and basic, but it's actually quite complex. You'll see here, if I start changing with the pitch modulation, what I love about this sound is that pitch-wise, it's very discordant. It adds a lot of very strange, not quite in tune sounds, and gives your tracks like an edgy kind of feel. Let's just go to another snapshot. And that's a very typical kind of sound that's used in a lot of these tracks. I think that would be great for either an intro or a breakdown, or maybe even an outro to this before I bring in the heavier stab. Now, one of the things again, this is just me personally, but I think it's a bit lazy to use one of the snapshots that's already in there. Let's try and add our own kind of feel to this. So we've got 2 layers that we have in Sine Beats here. This is the main melody sound here. So let's start adding some volume here. Yeah, that's already nicer, but I'm happier because I'm now sort of adding my own element to this, somebody else's preset basically. I've got nothing against using presets. People have been using presets from day one as soon as synthesizers were born, but to be honest, I do like to try and put my own twist on things. It doesn't take long, as you can see. As you can see, I could probably mess around with this for quite some time, and usually I do to get my own kind of sequence going, but time is at a premium with this tutorial, so I will leave it quite similar to the preset, but you could get the gist of it. You can get in and really kind of... Oh, that's a nice addition there. I was lucky that I continued there. Let's maybe bring the pitch down on this. Let's remember what it was before, 96. There we go. Okay, that will do. So that's a nice alternative. That sound really needs some work on it. But anyway, let's leave that as it is.
If you like this course, why not head over to sonicacademy.com, where we have hundreds of complete track builds in every genre imaginable, including all the project files and samples. You'll also find tutorials on plugins and synths, mixing and mastering, over 250 tech tips, artist interviews, along with our award-winning plugins, samples and preset packs.